Hello and welcome back. Today we are going to continue on our journey in Abbey. So we left off with just unlocking... We'll find it real quick. We just unlocked the blonde ale. So today we got to work the blonde ale, make up a recipe for that. And then we're going to see if we can't get more unlocks. Because obviously we're working on research points with these two up here. Obviously I know I named them Researcher 1 and Researcher 2 because, well, that's Research 1 and Researcher 2. Well, let's change that real quick. Okay, Researcher 1 and Researcher 2. Just so I can keep it a little more streamlined in my brain. So we got Researcher 1, Researcher 2, Brewer 1, 2, and 3. It's kind of funny that the smart ones here are nuns or postulants. I mean, they're all postulants, but the nuns are going to be our smart ones, and the brute force of brewing is going to fall to the gentleman here. We could hire another one because we have room for one more fermentine. Obviously we have 6 beds, 6 spots on the table. I just don't think we need to do that right now, if we're being entirely honest. I should probably get a little more light up there. And then, since we're on lights, let's go through and refill all of our candles, because we have to manually do that right now. Eventually we're gonna automate that process, get some custodians who can go around and do that for us, but currently the cleaning and light, I guess, upkeep falls to us. So right now we don't have any objectives, so we can actually, let's just see if we can't make a good blonde ale. And then we can, like I said in the last video, we have a light ale style currently, and so we're just gonna make a blonde ale. We're only gonna try and have one ale per style, just to kind of make it make sense at least a little bit. So this is gonna be our blonde ale. We're already at 1.4 for the flavor. We gotta get, I'll shoot for like a 3 for the flavor. Just to make sure we can get in, in the greens. We got to get more color. So if I click this button, I know I don't need to right now, but it'll give us some more color. So so this is where it gets kind of weird, right? We can get more flavor of 0.4, more color of 0.3, strength of 1, and foam of 0.5. But if you look over on the test tubes, when I hover over pale malt, it's going to put the strength into the yellow and everything else into the green. So I actually removed one there. So I'll click this because now we have our color into the green. And then what we can do is we can click pale malt again, right? So now we're really in the red with our strength, but I will use some standard yeast to drop it back. Hang on, I really don't want to do that, because then if I'm gonna drop it again to get the strength into the green, we're gonna get flavor into the yellow. So maybe we remove a pale malt, because the only way that we're gonna be able to... Okay, hang on. We're just gonna back up and restart. So we have to have one of each, right? That's kind of a baseline. Then we want to go up probably 1.5 on the flavor. So we can go 1, 2, 3. That's up 1.5 on the flavor. But then all of these are at 0. So we're gonna remove that. We want to go up with everything. So we'll go up to 3, go back 1, and then go up. Yeah, okay, so I know this is where we were before. Some of you in the comments will be like, well, you were just at the 5-to-1 ratio. It is what it is. So we're gonna go through that. So we got our quality range, our recipe development time, our satisfaction, and our drunkenness. So this is recipe development time. I believe what this means is we take off 0.4 days of our recipe development time. Because it's 2.4 over here, this would make it 2 days. So if we want to speed run the recipe, right, we would use this guy. He's got good satisfaction, working speed plus 20, perks plus 3%, quality plus 2, and then he's got another quality plus 3. So we'll just use brewer 1. And this is a blonde ale, right? So, in thinking about what we want to name this, I'm kind of in between two, right? Blondie, that's EY. So Blondie, right? Like, oh yeah, Blondie, kind of a nickname for someone who's blonde because it's a blonde ale. Or Legally, because Legally Blonde, you know, good movie actually. Let's do Legally. No, you know what? We're gonna do Blondie. Because praise Provis, I don't want to step on his toes and use Legally Blonde, because I believe he used that in his run through. I did watch his playthrough, which actually kind of spurred me into starting my own channel, because this is just fun for me. Let's cast clairvoyance. You know, let's go into here. A locker, wall tapestry, pile of books, hops, candelabra. I mean, this gives us +1 satisfaction. They're all pretty satisfied right now. So if we can get something, gives us +1 quality for ales. Ooh, ale trait probability off of the pile of books in the library. So we have a 1% boost in the modifier applying during creation of a recipe and permanently increases all trait occurrence probabilities in this recipe. So if I get this early, if I get a lot of these early, that actually might help us. It does increase the minimum achievable quality. I'm not gonna lie, don't really see the point in that, but we're gonna go with it. Okay, so like I said, right, we have 2 light ales, because this was how we got the blonde ale. We made this for the brother. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in here to our archives, and we're going to, I don't necessarily want to permanently delete it. I just kind of want to remove it. So you know what I can do? Light ale V2. Right, so this is a light ale V2. Our actual light ale will be lights out. So any subsequent blonde ales will just be blonde ale V2, V3, V4, V5, same with the light ales, but we will only brew the named ones. That makes sense? Even though Blondie is kind of like blonde ale. We'll have to drop some other names in the comments for that blonde ale, just so we can kind of go from there. Okay, so we can make the blonde ale. So the light ale is going to cost us 16 per 10 liters. The blonde ale is 21 per 10 liters. So if I make 100 liters, that's, yeah, we can do that. Actually, we're going to go back, because these two need to know how to brew the light ale. So we'll just brew 100 liters of that one. We'll get it going. Can I build more rooms? No, I cannot, because I want to build, I mean, preferably I'd want to build 2 more breweries, so we can get 3 breweries going. Our Blondie is done. Fair price increase in spring, and it decreases in winter. And we're just kind of waiting on new quests over here from the bishop. So we'll just, you know, we'll keep brewing and making money. It's pretty much all we can do and make these research points. Speaking of research, let's go to the innovation. Let's see what we got in here. Display profit predictions based on the market's pretty good. Unlock the possibility to add ingredients to a recipe outside of a style. Okay, so we're gonna go into this real quick because this is, I think, one of the coolest mechanics in this game. Nope, not that. My bad. All right. So for which one is it? Where'd it go? Here we go. So unlock the possibility to add ingredients to a recipe outside of a style. So if we go into, I'm losing my mind here. It's fine. Let's just go look at a new recipe and look at the light ale. Right, mandatory ingredients, so in style, quote unquote, is gonna be pale malt and standard yeast, right? Just those two. But if we look at blonde ale, pale malt, standard yeast, and Groot. I'm Groot. Gruit, maybe. So, with that research, the ability to add out of style ingredients, right? We'll pick that up because it's gonna be super helpful. Come back over into here, and if you remember, light ale only has pale malt and standard yeast. But add those two, now we can add Gruit into it. So it gives us, I mean, obviously this would just become a blonde ale, right? Similar characteristics and everything, because it's only just these three. However, if you look over onto this side over here, right? So we have 0, 1. And then you can see, just like the test tubes over on this side, it kind of shows us a breakdown of it. And then we got recipe development time, shelf life, aging if it's needed, we'll get into that. And then production cost per range. So if we add, you know, if we're gonna add some of this into it, it'll bump up the production cost. All of these will bump up the production cost, let's be entirely honest. Pale malt bumps up our max. You can see it's green, so, you know, but only to a certain extent, because now it's gonna go negative. But if we add standard yeast, so our highest we could get is 30, and you know, it's 4 and 2. So I'm not gonna make a new recipe, I don't need to. But if we go look at our light, 4 and 2. So we are at our highest, and we are at 33 because our fermentines are actually good at making beer, which is, you know, pretty nice for a beer making monastery. So we could get another fermentine. I don't think we need one because we only have 1 brewery and 2 researchers available. So we have 3 working, we have 5. That means we have, you know, 1 person to make a recipe, and then if this guy gets bored of making, you know, the same recipe a bunch of times. He loves how well decorated it is. He loves, oh, nope, come back here. He's gone. He loves how lit it is because all the rooms are fully lit. Seeing the world through ale goggles is beautiful. That means he's had some ale. He's happy to have joined. And so this lit one, the light shines upon us, it's heavenly. That comes about when we go into this lighting feature in here. Room light, 100%. Room light, 100%. 100%. This is what we like to see, all the hundreds. This one is 99, so we can smack down another one, make it 100. It's easy. And at nighttime, we'll just go through and refill all of these. We do have an ale order up in the right side of the screen, so we're gonna have to get to that here in a second. Let me just keep clicking. All of the clicking noises. And then while we're at it, we'll go through and we will just do that. Okay. Let's look at light ale for Veterans Day. Let's see if we can't, let's go with a high. Okay, that works. So we got to make 100 liters of light ale. Minimum quality of 2. Well, that'll be easy. Half of the payment has already been transferred to us, so we have money. Unfortunately, we are currently brewing a blonde ale. No, this is a light ale too. So this one we can actually sell. It's quality of 13, it's fine. So we will click and hold on this, and that's gonna get on our cart and go on its way. We have some paintings. And so the one thing I don't want to do, right? If I hold this painting up over this window, it makes the window into just a brick wall. And I don't want to do that because if you look at this light you know, I put a painting up and it takes away some light. So that means I have to put more candles, which means I have to take care of more candles. So, if I can find a place to put this painting that doesn't remove, there we go, right there, I'll put it right there. Comfort is 77, small paintings add 10. So, yeah, so these add 10, so I'll just put another one down here, and I can fit one up here. We'll just try and get one of each, and then I can't put any in here, I believe. Unless, no, I can't move that. Okay. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna go with. You know, a couple small paintings here and there, just to get the comfort up to 79. Sweet. And obviously, as we build more rooms, we have to add more comfort. Ooh, this needs to be lit. So I'm gonna throw, come here, some lights down here. Goodness. Okay, that's 3, 6, 7 lights down here just to get it properly lit. We'll put another barrel down there. Okay, so this guy's not very good at brewing this one, so we will max brew with our last brewer, and we'll see what we can do. We're gonna speed through this night cycle because, like many people, I do not like night cycles in games. Not much can be done. Shout out to RCE on that one. With his severe hatred of night cycles. So our fame is growing. We're at 12 of 50. And then comfort's at 90. Probably because all of the lights and it's daytime and everyone likes daytime. Most people like daytime. We can't build more rooms and we can't build any more of those. So currently we have a 50% monthly upkeep cost reduction. So 55 is the upkeep. They are all euphoric. So let's see, we got lights. He loves how decorated it is. He's happy to have joined. Light, happy. Light, decoration, happy. Okay, sweet. So nobody has any gripes currently, which is very nice. We're gonna kind of max speed this one out. 28, okay, not bad. So like last time, we'll take it to a green and then we'll sell it. And then if we look at lights out, that's everybody. So now we have a good idea of who's good at brewing it and who's maybe not so great. So we're gonna start doing the same thing on our blonde beer. It's a little more expensive to brew, but it's gonna sell for a little more, which is nice. And we still have 66 liters, 20 days remaining on this one. Oh, there's a bishop. Should we keep them clear-headed? The brewers, of course, ensure your fermentines stay sober for a specified time while keeping ale in the cellar. Okay, so keep them for 14 days while having ale stored. Okay. So, we cannot let them drink anymore. 14 days, I believe. Yeah, we'll have 4 days left on the shelf life of this beer. I think what we're gonna do is once we get to like 4 or 5 days shelf life, we'll sell the beer, whatever we have left, because that just makes it easier. We can just sell it. So blonde, we got 35. Yeah, this is definitely, we're making more money off this. So then let's see what our second brewer is going to. Okay, so right now we only have 8 florins, so that is something to keep in mind. We are going to stay on double speed just to get us through a little more progress before we have to end the video today. I think I'm shooting for like 45-minute videos ish, entirely because my editing ability is close to zero. You know, I don't know how to edit, if we're being entirely honest. And outside of that, I'm just not very good at it. So we got blonde. It's only a 9. So we're gonna store that one. And then we're gonna go back to blonde. Oh yeah, so he's not good at brewing the blonde. We're gonna do this guy. We're gonna max it out, and we can just barely brew that one. Okay, so we're gonna slow it down real quick because Brother Maltus has a task. Just like clockwork, we've given them enough of the lighter stuff, and they're begging for something darker. Finding a way to craft an old ale would definitely help satisfying this. Okay, create a recipe with flavor in the yellow and all other virtues in the green. Brew 10 liters of it with 15 or greater. Okay, so we're gonna hop into here, and we need, hang on, we'll go back. Flavor in yellow and all other in green. So flavor in yellow, it's probably easiest to get a light. Nope, I said light. I meant blonde. A blonde ale there. Okay, so if we just kind of do this, I think we'll be able to toggle these back and forth. Yep, there we go. So flavor is in yellow, all others are in green, which satisfies this one. 15 or greater, we can go up to 27. So that's gonna be good. 1, 6, and 3. Go over, and then, you know, I don't think it really matters, but since he's already brewed it, we'll just do that. Blonde ale V2. Like I said, just keeping with our, you know, we're not actually going to brew this for people. This is because it's not a good, it's a good beer, but it's not a perfect beer. So we're just not going to brew it. So it's just going to be our version 2. And we'll keep all of the, like the excess beers that we've created just so we can have them. While it's nighttime, let's go look at some research stuff. Okay, so this is what I was talking about in the first video, which if you haven't seen, you should go back and watch that one. Shared spaces. So if we build rooms of the same type side by side, we get a bonus of some form. Or we could do automatic storing of freshly brewed. You know, I don't actually think we'll be able to. We have 6 out of 10 rooms. You know what? Let's do this one, and then we'll also pick up automatic barrel storage, and then we'll go into furnishings and see what we want to do in here, because we need to get our comfort a little higher. Okay, so actually, better than a torch, and you need all the lights you can get to thoroughly explore the cellar. So this actually gives us more lighting value, so we'd have to have less things. So let's get that, and then we'll get a hops bucket. Oh, we can keep getting more? We'll get the locker in the dormitory. I didn't realize we had that many points. Okay, so we're gonna pause real quick, and then we're just gonna start selling these, because I don't know how much light we're gonna have. I don't know what our lockers are gonna look like, right? There's a lot of unknowns for this. So we're gonna go to furniture. Nope, we don't need a maintenance locker. Okay, so just one of those candelabras takes us almost all the way up. Okay, so so you can see that's a 20 light value. This is a 15 light value. So if we smack 2 of those down, already at satisfaction 100. Awesome. Go into here in a dormitory. We'll grab a locker because these will boost the comfort and the satisfaction. So we're gonna throw down 2 of them because these 2 beds can share this one, and then there's gonna be another bed here eventually. We'll share that. So I'm gonna move this to over there, and then we'll figure that one out. So here we can actually start selling all of these, because right, for 15, so that's 15, 15, 30, 45, right, for 3 of those. We only need 1, right? We only need 1. This one's gonna be a little harder. We'll sell that one, and then we'll put that down. Yeah. because these give 20 comfort, these give 15, these give 10. So we're getting more comfort per light out of this. I don't know if it's gonna massively bump this comfort meter up, but you know, we'll figure it out. And then we'll throw that 1 light per room, and we're maintaining that comfort. Does that make sense? Like we're not going overboard on it, but we're maintaining it. 1 light per room is fantastic. I mean, except in here, there's 2 lights, but they also don't have any windows, which makes sense. And then, okay, so that's good. We'll just keep going with that. And then we're gonna create this version 2 blonde for the old ale. You know what I could do actually? We're gonna go into here. So this light ale got us the blonde, right? So light ale for blonde. I know this is not a real name for a beer, but it's so we can keep track of, okay, don't brew this one, it's just to unlock something, right? Blonde ale for the old ale. And I'm going to try and keep that pretty consistently, just kind of a descriptor of what kind of beer it is and for what purpose we've made it. So I know I shouldn't brew it. And they're still, okay, she's unhappy. Why is she unhappy? Throat is dry, she could use an ale, all work and no play. Okay, so no free time. But we gotta keep them sober, and I understand they're all gonna hate me for that, as you can see. Okay, so this guy's almost done, so we will sell him just to make some money off of it before it goes bad, because once it goes bad it will just trash. Alright, so we've created that. We're gonna get to that in a second. He's still brewing. Okay, we'll get to that now. Okay, I'm sure you've heard the monastery's bell has cracked. I understand we're known for our ales, but a symbol such as this can't remain in disrepair. Every toll is a reminder of its decrepit state. Demoralizing our fermentines, curiously though, that very small same toll seems to somehow inspire brewing. Fix or ignore. We get something out of both. Ask not for ale the bell tolls, it tolls for thee. Okay, that's pretty good. Alright, so if we ignore it, -2 satisfaction, -10 working speed, but +8 quality to all brews for 2 months. Or pay 42 florin every 7 days, +1 at the end of the event. If we fail, the event ends, -20 working speed for 30 days, and -2. I think we're gonna make some money, so I think we repair it. Just, you know, it's a monastery, we need a bell. I think we repair it. Okay, so we finished that blonde. I think we'll sell it, just make some money. I know everything kind of went quiet there for a sec. I'm just trying to wait on this. You know, there's not much else we can do. We will brew this one. So this guy gives a +5, +6, +4. We'll just go with the max. Because we want to get this knocked out, right? 100 liters, 15 or greater. That'll be easy. So we're just gonna collapse these. That guy's on his way. We do need to make money because We need to keep that going. So we'll sell that one too. We'll drink this one because, you know, we don't need it to be anything more than 15 or greater quality. So we can just drink it. You know, my monks don't care. It's beer. Oh, what happened? Did somebody drink a beer? Okay, we got 200 florins, 1 fame, and 1 permanent layman. Sweet. So now we're at 3. Okay. Keep them sober. That's apparently going to be harder than I thought it would be. Let's brew. Okay, so we got 35, 35, and 9, except 35 plus 6, 35 plus 4. So we're going to do a little test here. Oh, that's the new mechanic. We can pay, brew, and store. We have 500 florins, which is very nice. We'll go into research, see what we can do. Quickly repeat a brew. We'll display some profit predictions because that's gonna be nice, and then we'll get more experience. Oh, okay. So light ale for the grand market. It needs to be 40 liters of at least 1. We're gonna negotiate it. We're gonna see if we can't get a good negotiation. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we need a light ale. We are not brewing a light ale. We are brewing a blonde ale. No, no one drink this. You're making it worse for yourselves if you drink this. Don't do it. That's a blonde ale. Okay. So we're gonna brew a light ale. This guy's my best. Can we? Fermentine has brewed this recipe before. If they brew it again, the base result will remain the same, with temporary modifiers changing the outcome. The recipe's quality range sets the upper and lower limits. Any traits acquired during the first brewing will remain unchanged. Okay, so we're gonna see if we can't get some other, you know, quality traits. +1 to their satisfaction. So they are all not super happy, but they are normally happy because they're not drinking, which I get, you know, that's understandable. We have no storage. Okay, what's this? A light ale for a festival at Hopfendorf with 8 quality, 30 liters. So we're gonna bump it 20. We're gonna see if we got a 20% buff. Awesome. So that one is 40 liters and 30 liters. So 70 liters in total. We brewed 100 and it's a 13, which is good for both of those. So we can deliver to that one for 77. We still got some left. We'll deliver for that one for 72, and there's 30 liters left. So we'll just sell it there. You know, take it all into the city, sell all of it. Oh, good. Our guys can drink again. It's the best thing that could have happened to us. Let's get them drinking both of those. We only got 24 florins. Oh, who is this? Greetings, my robed friend. That's the bandit. I don't know how to do a bandit voice. Greetings, my robed friend. I come representing a group of low-profile... Nah, it's stupid. A group of low-profile individuals. You could say we're purveyors of services for both borough and suburb. We witnessed your arrival and, as luck would have it, know what you have been brewing. We can guarantee the safe passage of supplies and ale moving back and forth between nearby towns for a small donation of coin or ale, that is. What say you? Okay, so we're just gonna pay you in ale. Nope, we're gonna pay you in florins, it looks like. So for 100 florins, we can bump them all the way up. We'll pay them in florins for now. There should be a way to pay. There we go. So we need 125 because then we can pay them with ale. What is this? Learn how to treat aromatic herbs used in the brewing process. Okay, so we can get eucalyptus, which is pretty nice. And then the custodial closet. That's where we can automate, like the cleaning and the candles and stuff. So we're gonna go for this one, the botanic experience. Nope. Yeah, botanic expertise. There we go. Because it lets us get the herbal garden. I believe. Oof. Everything is dirty. I need custodians. I believe the herbal garden... Oh, we actually need to smack these down. We're just going to kind of put these everywhere because these give us the 1% ale probability. And so right now we're at 7, which is very nice. Oh, we got another one. A blonde ale, 80 liters. We're going to negotiate this to 12%. Didn't get it. That's upsetting. Maybe... Oh, here we go. Herbal garden goes in here. You see, this is where we start losing windows, which is not great because that's all of our light sources. Hang on. Can I... We're going to remove the researcher. Can we put you... Oh, we can. Okay. So we'll add the researcher back. And then after... Okay, so she got that. We'll remove her. Nope, come back here. And then we will move it to in front of the window. And then we'll assign her back. And then we will toss this right there. Because now we're not losing any light. Blonde ale, we'll see if we can't do a 12% price hike. Sweet. And we actually have blonde ale right here that we can just give them some of our stash. Let's brew some more blonde ales. We'll pay Brewing store just because we have one extra ale down here. So I'm gonna pause it real quick. No, I'm not. I'm gonna keep it running because we need it to run. Oh, we got a merchant, it looks like, over on the right. I will check that in a second. I'm sorry, sir. Just let me smack down some of these. Good lord. There's not a lot of light. So we had, what, 6, 7? Alright, so your maltiness. I've been eager to meet you. The tales of your blessed ales have traveled far. But like St. Thomas, I must taste to believe. I handle the sale licenses for the settlements under my care. While I'm not greedy, I do believe ale is the noblest currency for a favor exchange. Okay, so this is the Lord. We gotta brew him a blonde ale, 100 liters, at least 10 quality, strength of 3 with brown malt in it. And then a light ale, 100, 10 quality, flavor of 3 with Groot. And he's gonna pay us a fee for those. Sweet. Okay. So we gotta clean up down here too. And up here, and up here, and over here, and over here. We gotta clean everywhere because this is the worst. Oh, we didn't... Dang it. We didn't have enough money to keep paying. That's super upsetting. Okay, so we're gonna sell this ale. We'll get it to the green. We got 6 liters of this. We're just gonna sell it. I don't want to keep the ale. Okay, so he needs blonde ale with brown malt. Can we get brown malt? Blonde ale. Ooh, hang on. I totally missed that. We have old ale. Okay, so that's, yeah, sweet. All right, we got to add all of those. So this is going to be a more flavorful, more colorful, slightly stronger, a good amount of foam. We get brown malt, which jumps those up really high. So then we're going to just kind of hit this one. Look at that. So now we're all greens. Love that. We didn't even use eucalyptus. Do we want to add eucalyptus to get some flavoring? I can pull a brown malt. Toss a eucalyptus in there? We gotta bump up the flavor. We'll go that one. Nope. Hang on. What if we remove that? Dang it. Okay, we're gonna restart. Gotta add all of those. We want to add a eucalyptus just for the flavoring. Okay, so this is where we're sitting. We need to bump the strength and the foam up. So this is the only real way to do that. And then we need to... Oh boy. We need to add another brown malt. Okay, so we're gonna pull that. We're gonna add the brown malt. What if I move the eucalyptus? Yeah, this is tough because the only way to boost strength and foam is with pale malt. So we get those into the green, right? And then we can remove a brown malt. No, we can't remove brown malt. Because then if we add a pale malt, that one. Oh, it's still too high. So what if I add a bunch of pale malt? No eucalyptus. One of those. I think this is where we were in the first place. Yeah, I can't add anything else, so I'm just gonna kind of hover over all of these, and there's always at least one in the yellow. Like I said, I don't want to get one in the yellow. I would prefer the best brews we can make. So this is an old ale. Ye old ale. There we go. No. Ye old brew. Ski. Ye old brewskis. I know it's a terrible way to say it, but alright. Routine is the enemy of inspiration. They've grown far too familiar with the same old brews. They deserve to broaden their horizons. Have the fermentines drink ale of 3 different styles. We'll accept that. And then we're gonna brew. Hang on, let's go look. We all have that one. We all have that one. No one has this one. Okay. So we're just gonna max. No, we're not. We are not gonna max brew it. We're gonna sell this one. And then with the creation of our old ale, we're gonna call it there for this episode. Come back for the next one where we keep unlocking and keep running it. Like I said, comments in the comments. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Thanks, guys.